Welcome back to Ahsoka, episode Far, Far Away, where we start with space whales. Now, I'm not going to really waste y'all's time. This episode is probably actually the shortest one that we've seen so far. Not because of actual length, just because of actual story that's told. Like, there's maybe 20, 24 minutes of actual story that happens. And honestly, you can probably cut 16 minutes to 18 minutes of the rest of the episode. I'm just being honest here. This is the shortest we've seen where the story's been actually somewhat compact, and then absolutely nothing for the rest. Don't believe me? Oh, well, let's just get into it real quick. As I said, this is the quickest episode, so we're going to spend maybe 5 to 6 minutes going over this. We'll be done real quick.
5 hours later.
So, we first meet up with Ahsoka and Yulon going through space. Ahsoka tells Yulon the truth that, hey, Sabine actually went with them willingly, and she regrets not teaching Sabine to make the right decision. Yulon's like, hey, maybe that was just her choice that she had to make through the Force, yada, yada, yada. It is what it is. They then have a nice little conversation about the beginning of the galaxy, and that's pretty much wraps up that whole conversation. As I said, not really much there. That's the last we see of Ahsoka for the rest of this episode. So, the Ahsoka show, everybody, where you only see the main character that the show is about for about 5 seconds. Now, let's go to Sabine. Sabine's just laying here in her cell doing nothing. Balin comes over to have a conversation with her, and then she starts screaming, "My Ezra! My Ezra! Where's my Ezra at?" And just like, what the heck, chick? You're still on the plane. Like, why are you calling for Ezra? And saying like, "Hey, Balin, we had a deal. We had a deal. Yeah. How is he supposed to fulfill it? You're still going through hyperspace." I really would love to know. If you guys can explain that to me, I'd appreciate that, because it's just like, what the heck are you screaming for? Like, you're just being a lunatic at this point. Anyways, Balin goes to the bridge, tells them that I think Sabine can still be of some use to hunt down Ezra. Morgan's like, okay, but I kind of think we should kill her, is kind of what the vibes I'm getting here. But Balin's like, no, I think we can still have some use for her. So, okay, fine, Balin. We'll try it your way for now. See what happens. Can I just mention right now the dumbest thing that they've added to Star Wars is this? What the heck is this? Why is the hyperspace ring causing lightning? Why is there lightning being caused by the space ring? We've never seen a hyperspace jump cause anything like that. Yes, the streaks. The streaks are fine. We see that. Okay, fine. Kind of taking a little bit off Star Trek. Okay, that's doesn't matter. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But the lightning? What the heck is there lightning going on here? It's just some artistic licensing with how hyperspace jumps now work. Really? Again, another part of Star Wars that doesn't really make sense from what we've seen previously. And we have reason to believe that this makes no sense because we've seen hyperspace rings in action before, back in Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, where Obi-Wan is being hunted by Jango Fett. So this isn't the first time that we've had to see this kind of machine in use, but this is the first time we've seen this BS right here. Okay, fine. Maybe nitpicking, but just mentioning it's stupid. Just had a rant because there's not that much that happens in this episode. They come to here, this new planet in a new galaxy. Turns out it's a death world, pretty much. It's just a giant graveyard. This is where all those space whales come to die. So this planet is going to be spooky. It's going to be death. It's going to be very weird because you've seen Dathomir back in the Clone Wars TV show. That place was creepy. So I'm guessing this place is going to be 1,000 times more creepy because according to Morgan, this place is where they learned how to ride the space whales and hyperspace jump. So the witches, this is their main home world, so it's going to be super creepy. At least that's the vibes I'm getting here. They won't undermine it in any way possible. I swear to you, this place, it's scary, it's deep in witchery, dark side magic. We're going to have a great time here. So they keep going, they get Sabine, then they are riding the shuttle. Again, this is not an Imperial shuttle. Guys, she is an Imperial. Why is she not dressed in Imperial garb and an Imperial shuttle? Isn't her whole point to bring back the Empire? Isn't she an Imperial? Why is she driving this? I really dislike the fact in this show that the people that are supposed to be Imperials are not flying Imperial warships. So, just an annoyance for me. They land here and they meet up with the Coven. Apparently, these are the mothers that she's been communing with through the Force. They're happy to see her. They chat with each other, and they're like, "What's this?" Jedi apprentice doing here? So they float some balls over to strangle her, kind of, and bring her down to a cell. Is what we're getting from this. That's a pretty neat shot. It's kind of like a dark Minas Tirith. Kind of keep going on with the Lord of the Rings thing. First we had the knockoff Gandalf with Ahsoka. Now we have knockoff Minas Tirith. Maybe call it Minas Morgul, but that'd be an insult to Minas Morgul. So, anyways, it just kind of reminds me of Lord of the Rings in that way. Hey, we got a nice little wolf here. There you go, Dave Filoni. You got your wolf in. Well done. We then keep on moving along. Balin and his apprentice are actually having a great conversation here about the Jedi Order, about how he misses it when he was a kid, but he doesn't miss what they were actually. He misses the idea of them, but not the actual organization. Again, this man commands every scene he's in. Even if it's just a look or a glance, he is by far the best thing in this series. Ray Stevenson, it is a tragedy you passed away because you made this series watchable. Every scene you're in, oh my god, why can't I just have a show on you? I'm not going to go too much into it more because that'll just turn to a love fest, but I'm just saying this man, high tea man, high class. But just look, man, I love this dude. Sabine trying her force again, absolutely failing, nothing happens here. Keep it that way. She should have no force powers, nothing at all. She's a Mandalorian, and that's it. Just leave her be as a Mandalorian. Stop trying to make Sabine a Jedi. I know she will be a Jedi, but please, just stop it. It's annoying. No one cares for it. I'm over it. Thrawn's here, so we're going to go meet the general as he flies in his Imperial starship. It looks a little bit worse for wear. We're just going to play a little bit here. Eesh. Yeah, take a look at this damage, dude. It's just those engines, man. Whew, not much left for them. But hey, look, it's TIE fighters. The Empire actually has TIE fighters still, man. Like, this is the first time we've seen in the whole show, the first time Imperial people have TIE fighters. It's only unfortunate that it takes a relic from a bygone era, because I'm calling the old Empire bygone because at this point it's all gone, to actually have TIE fighters. You couldn't have like the Imperials that we've been seeing through the show would have TIE fighters, but now you can. Okay, sure, whatever. They then bring it in. They're waiting for Thrawn. Now, people mention these guys are shouting Thrawn, Thrawn, Thrawn. Really? I went back and I listened to it. Yeah, that pretty much sounds exactly. They're chanting Thrawn. Why? Why are stormtroopers chanting Thrawn? It makes no sense. You didn't have the stormtroopers ever chanting Vader, 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 or Emperor, Emperor, Emperor. What the heck is going on with this? Also, look at these guys. They look dumb. Why do they have all these markings on them? These aren't the clones. The great thing about the Clone Wars is that it gave clones individuality by giving them markings. This, yes, they are in another galaxy, which is another reason why these guys should be completely in standard Imperial uniform, just to give that another sense of, hey, everything's fine, everything's familiar within our group. We are solid and unshaken. I mean, I'm okay if they're battered, bashed in, broken a little bit here and there. I'm okay if they had to make repairs, but this is not Imperial protocol. They should not be wearing this kind of armor. That's my issue here. Anyways, Thrawn's going through. Here's a better look. Like, still, yeah, I'm not a fan. Put them back in the standard stormtrooper outfits. Like, what's the thing up with the gray shoulder plate? And it's not even like standardized. Like, this guy doesn't have it, that guy doesn't have it. Like, if they all had the gray shoulder plate, okay, maybe I'd be alright with that. But no, it's dumb. Now you're like, well, Carl, you have an issue with the red tape? Yeah, because it looks dumb. It looks stupid. It has no sense. It has nothing to do with the Empire at this point. It should just be standard Imperial wardrobes. With, fair enough, it can be a little dirty. I'm alright with that. Still, we just keep coming through here. We come to meet Golden Boy. I'm going to show you my issue with him. I have actually the biggest issue with his look compared to all the other troopers. They keep going through. He talks to Morgan, how she's done a good job. It's then mentioned that Sabine Wren is here, is in their custody. Thrawn's a little surprised, but he sees the uses of her to go track down Ezra. He then meets Balin and his apprentice, and he immediately recognizes him as a young general back in the Clone Wars. And Balin says, like, no longer a Jedi. And Thrawn's like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of people who do that. So, with the Dead Order, makes sense. Oh yeah, sorry. I was going to also mention why. Why is this guy just all in gold? Like, look at his face mask. Like, why? Why is it like that? Why does he not have the standard Imperial face mask? Why is it a gold mask looking thing of death? I would really appreciate an explanation on that. Like, oh, it's cool, man. It's badass. It's stupid. Again, it breaks Imperial protocol. Like, Thrawn, he worked around the rules. Yes, he was a master strategist, but he obeyed Imperial protocol. I, I just have an issue with just another bit of lore breaking here. Also, let's talk about another thing. You know, back in Rebels, we saw a thin, trim, cut, young Thrawn, but in this we see a much older Thrawn with a bit of a belly going on here, a little bit unfit. What's up with that? And why is Thrawn old? Like, if Sabine Wren has not aged that much, then neither should have Thrawn. Thrawn should still look pretty youthful, because in Rebels he looked to be in was what mid 40s. At the very least, he should be in his late 40s, early 50s is what we're thinking here. So the fact that you have him looking like some 60, 70-year-old man, eh, I'm not a fan of, personally. You're like, oh, but Carl, it could be the atmosphere that just is aging him. You know, the wear, the stresses that he's been under. Okay, maybe, but no, I don't agree. He should not look this weathered. So that's my issue with that. Let's continue onward here. Yeah, see, this is a better picture. Like, you can just see, like, the old age just shining through this man here. So, not a fan of it, personally. They then bring Sabine over to be questioned by Thrawn. They talk with him. Thrawn's like, hey, since you helped my cause bringing my stuff here, I'm going to help you get to Ezra. And she's like, okay, great. Can I get my stuff and go? Not pausing to ask, like, hey, this is a very dangerous graveyard world that I'm going into. What's the dangers? What's the monsters? What areas should I be wary of? What's going on? Because they mentioned as we're going through here that, hey, this is a very dangerous area we're about to enter that no one has really been able to survive alone on this planet. So it's very dangerous out there, and they even wish her good luck in her search for Ezra. So, like, these are some pretty stand-up Imperial guards. Also, why does she not have a stormtrooper helmet? Like, yes, okay, I get it. She doesn't wear Imperial wear. You should still wear a helmet if you're going to a very dangerous environment. Also, you don't know the atmosphere. It might do funky things to you. So you should also be wearing a helmet. But no, we want to show the actor's face because female is strong. We won't need a helmet later on in this episode, will we? No, no, heavens no. Then we come over to here. There's this rat, dog, wolf thing that Sabine gets to ride. No, that's not from Dave Filoni at all. He's not influencing this. Yeah, right. Okay, I don't believe that at all. Sabine gets on, and she starts running out the door. Now, at this point, Thrawn is telling Balin and his apprentice to go hunt her down along with Ezra to make sure that they don't become an issue anymore. And pretty much that's the end of it. There's not much that really happens here except for right here. She gets into a bit of a scuffle with some guys, fights them off, kills them, and that's about it. Like, it's a dull fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's not much that happens here. It's okay, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. She deflects a couple of the blaster shots by putting her arm up, because somehow she instinctively knows that they're going to just shoot her head a couple times. Now, when she first does it, it's believable because yes, defend your head. That's where they're going to aim at. But after that, she just does it randomly, and there's bolts. Then they don't shoot at her anymore. Also, why is no one sneaking around her and bashing her head in? Like, that's what I would do. Like, surround her, get around her, and bash her head in. Like, she doesn't have a helmet on. A helmet would have been really good at this point. But nope, Sabine doesn't need it. She can survive combat without needing a helmet on. We then get through here. Balin and his apprentice come after her. We hear from Thrawn that it's going to probably take a day or two to get stuff ready. Sabine is scolding her beast for running away from the fight. Like, what did you want to do? Take shots? Die? Now you're just deciding walking on foot? Okay, Sabine, you're brilliant. You're accusing the thing for running. Do you not know animals? Animals don't like loud noises. So, of course, it's going to buzz off. Like, why would it not? It's an dangerous situation, not of its choice. B, you just got this creature a few hours ago. Why would it have a relationship to you? It's not like you just force bonded or you did some sort of bonding with this thing. You just met it. So I don't get why she's being so mean to the creature. But the creature, it turns away. Then it comes back like a happy little dog, like, oh, I know you just yelled at me, but I'm still happy to see you. So like, okay, fine, take him back. It's dumb, just wasting time. She gets down here, drinks some water for the creature, and then they run into some aliens. Now, the aliens are okay. I'm okay with these guys. My issue is that when they are talking, Sabine doesn't understand, so we don't understand, so it just sounds like gibberish. So you could cut this whole thing down to like maybe 30 seconds, and it just turns into a whole ordeal. Balin and his apprentice show up, investigate the scene, and they find actually upon this ridge there's actually some more marauders, so they team up with them to go hunt down Sabine and Ezra, which should be very hard. But depending on how easy it is for Sabine to find Ezra, I'm going to guess not really. Because this is the village. This is why it's been so hard for Thrawn to find Ezra Bridgers. He's been hiding out in junk heaps. Really? That's it? This is where Ezra is hiding. Inside this. You told me that this was going to be a graveyard world, spooky, the witches really control here, this is the heart of their kingdom. Why isn't there like mist just rolling off the ground? Why aren't there like vampires or werewolves or mummies or zombies just walking around constantly, kind of like giving you that real witchery sense? Instead, it's just a normal world. There's nothing spooky about this place. That's probably the biggest letdown, is that there's nothing scary going on here. They walk around, see the whole village. It's boring, dull, nothing spooky, nothing scary here. And we just find Ezra here. Now, I will admit, the actor they got does look a lot like the TV show Ezra, and he has a nice beard going on, so I gotta respect the man there. So I like that. Sabine doesn't tell Ezra exactly how she got there, so we're setting up the drama. Oh my god! Can you wait until he finds out what Sabine has done? The drama that will cause? Oh my god! I wish I cared. I really wish I did. But I don't. Not at all. Like, it is what it is. Like, I wish I really cared that there was going to be some emotional payoff, that Sabine had betrayed Ahsoka and Hera, and kind of betrayed him as well, because now Thrawn can get back to the galaxy. I don't care. It's nice to see Ezra, but yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing really much else that happens in this episode. I wish I could say there's more, but yeah, I mean, I guess the only other thing is that these Night Sisters tell Thrawn that Ahsoka is still alive. Thrawn's a little annoyed because he was told by Morgan here that Ahsoka was taken care of, but since they are saying that she's still alive, Thrawn's going to operate under the impression and make preparations to kill her. So, at least he's smart enough to do that. And with that, well, we're kind of concluding the episode. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I personally did not. I mean, as I said, the whole thing really after the 20-minute mark, nothing else really happens. All this could have been cut down to like 5 minutes to find Ezra for what we see. The fighting could have been a lot quicker, more engaging. Could have been a lot more interesting world, spookier, dangerous. Should have had to work with Balin and the apprentice maybe to go find Ezra. It could have just been a whole lot more there. And when she finds Ezra, it's really easy, really, really simple. So you really question, why did Thrawn's men get depleted? Why was it so hard to find Ezra Bridgers? Because it seemed pretty easy. All you have to find are rust buckets. Just go raid those things until you find Ezra. I don't know. They just did a really bad job selling that this was a grave world and it's supposed to be spooky. All in all, as I said, it's just not much there. But I hope you guys got some entertainment out of this. Hopefully I was at least a little bit more entertained than this show was. Please let me know what you thought. Leave a like on the channel if you liked it. And leave a subscribe if you enjoyed the content I make. But leave a comment if you don't like it. I would love to hear your thoughts on why you enjoy the show and why I'm completely wrong. So, thank you for watching, guys. You all take care now. I'll catch you later. Bye.